Hello, you amazing patrons. I just wanted to say a big thank you because you have helped me out and you may not realize it, but because of your support, I've been able to switch to a new camera. I'm currently filming on my iPhone, and I always have used my iPhone for Into the Fog, and the quality is actually really good. I'm quite pleased with it. However, it's so glitchy, and you may not, I've never told you before, I suppose, but I have so many issues when recording, and sometimes it doesn't record properly, so I have to do it again, and then again, or it doesn't pick up the sound, or all these sorts of things, and it's quite involved because I have to use all sorts of different things to make it work properly. And last week was the final straw because I'm currently working on a feature-length episode, which will be out soon. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But it failed, and it lasted it was 2 hours for me recording, and then at the end of it I realized it glitched again, and then something had gone wrong, so I couldn't get the phone to work, connected to the MacBook and all that sort of stuff, and eventually I had to do another 2 hours, and it took maybe 5 hours to sort out a 90-minute episode. And so thanks to you amazing patrons, I'm now being able to afford a more robust camera, and I'm going to switch to that camera now. This, which already seems to be a more dynamic looking shot, better quality, but also just the thought of having something that will, be more reliable, and I don't have to keep repeating things, especially like 2 hour long videos, is very pleasurable to think about. And so what has been upgraded is the camera. Now I have the ability to plug my microphone directly into the camera, which actually might not sound like a big deal, but it really makes a big difference. I don't have to sync up sound like I was doing before. I also have a different light, which just allows the light to be a little bit more dramatic and cinematic, perhaps. And so it looks good. So huge thank you to you guys for making these sorts of things possible. This sort of equipment is pretty expensive when you weigh it all up, particularly a camera like this that has to be able to film for long periods of time. I looked into various cameras, and I was like, I'm going to get this one, and then suddenly read all the reviews saying, it will overheat after like half an hour, and I'm like, well, what's the point of that? That'll just lead to more nightmares. And so having a camera that has a fan in it that keeps going, amazing. Well, so thanks for all of this, but I was going to mention about the episode that I had to repeat. It's coming in about a week or so's time. Thought I'd give you a little sneak preview of what it's about. It's going to be a feature-length, like a 90-minute or so episode on the case of Tina Resch. I don't know if you're familiar with this one, but it's really fascinating. This book is called Of Poltergeist and Murder, The Curious Story of Tina Resch. And it's by William Roll. You might recognize his name. He was in the Doretta Johnson episode, the one that did really well, the one about the haunting that people don't seem to know about. And he's a parapsychologist who explores the idea of, could hauntings be caused by the internal turmoil, the psychological turmoil of people? There was a lot of turmoil in the life of Tina Resch. You may be familiar with the case, the Columbus poltergeist. It's sometimes referred to, but it is a story of like a haunting come poltergeist, but then it turns into a really shocking murder investigation. And I've wanted to cover this story for ages, but I wanted to do it properly. And thankfully, thanks to Steph, who of course helps me with the channel, she was able to do a whole bunch of research into this and get events into chronological order for me, which is what I always like. And then I was able to adapt that into the script. The original script, by the way, the original information that Steph got from me was would probably have worked out as 5 hours of an episode, which, even I think that's a bit much for a YouTube video. And so we managed to drill it down to 90 minutes, which was pretty hardcore. But I do hope you like the episode. That will not have been filmed in this way, because you remember that was the episode that messed up. But after that, which I think is going to be another Viewer Stories episode, I'm just working on that at the moment, after that, then yes, we will be hopping onto this new system. And possibly, I don't know for certain, but like, I might tinker around with the lights. Did you know that I can change the light by the way of this this window effect? Hang on. Ooh, blue. What does blue look like? Does that work? Does that give you a sense of, it is nighttime, welcome, the moon is full, that sort of thing? Does that work alongside the pink? I don't know. That's just a straight light. Like I said, that kind of looks like moonlight, but I don't know if that looks a bit boring. Did you think this was a real window, by the way? Ha! Bit of movie magic. Red. Welcome to hell. No, this is not going to work. Red looks, just blends in a bit too much. Back to yellow again. So maybe between yellow and blue. Maybe I'll switch it out sometimes. But yes, I love orange, by the way, but let's work on that. I shall stop waffling now. I'm just too excited to have all of this cool equipment to be able to work with. And I'm thankful to you amazing patrons for making that possible. I will wrap up now. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.